And from me, welcome to the programme.
First tonight, there was a time when people living in the Suffolk market town of Eye had a choice of more than 20 pubs.
But now, last orders have been called for the last time at its only remaining local, leaving 2,000 people without a watering hole.
It's the latest casualty in the seemingly unending demise of our pubs. In this region, an average of 3 close down every week.
Well, our correspondent Victoria Webb joins us now from Colchester at another pub that's battling to survive. Victoria, this is depressing news for the landlords and the drinkers across the region.
Yes, it is. Some days are better than others. Tonight, inside the British Grenadier in Colchester, there's about 8 drinkers here. But across the road at the Cambridge Arms, that's all boarded up now. 15 years ago, that was a buzzing pub with live music. But landlords say they just can't get people through the doors like they used to. They say it's down to the recession, the fact that supermarkets are offering drinks at such competitive prices, and also the smoking ban. Put all that together, and people are staying at home to drink. And that means landlords are struggling to keep their businesses going. It's becoming a familiar sight across our cities, towns and villages. Boarded up pubs that have had to call last orders because of the recession, competition from supermarkets and rising costs. One of the latest to join the list is the Queen's Head in Eye, leaving the town without a single pub. Landlady Juliet Johnson and her daughter Georgia May moved out yesterday, blaming a lack of trade.
Everybody in the community has to take responsibility for the death of each pub. Beer is on average £3 a pint. That's a lot of money for people to spend, but if everybody in a community managed to buy a half once or twice in a month even, it would help to keep the pubs going.
For a town that was once home to 20 pubs, the closure of the last remaining one has left residents with nowhere to go for a drink.
When we first came here, all the pubs, loads of pubs were open. They're all full, and then it's just gradually fallen away.
Very sad, very sad. I think it's a community thing, and I think you'll lose the community spirit from it.
This building has now been turned into flats, but it used to be the White Lion pub, a coaching house halfway between Ipswich and Norwich in a great spot, and it was once the hub of the town. According to the most recent figures from the British Beer and Pub Association, an average of 52 pubs are now closing every week in Britain. And it's not good news for landlords in our region. 82 pubs closed down in the second half of last year. That's the equivalent of 3 a week.
Go back 30 or 40 years ago, the pub was the main hub of the community, and many people came into the pubs, their main social activity. Whereas nowadays, there's so many other competing things that people can do.
Some pubs are being forced to diversify to survive. The landlord of the Plough Inn near Halesworth in Suffolk now runs a community shop behind the pub. Back in Eye, Charles Flatman, who was born and raised in the town, remembers there being at least 10 pubs. So this was the Cherry Tree,
yes.
Charles. Tell me about the Cherry Tree.
Well, the Cherry Tree, it was one of the major pubs in Eye. And this one here was the Star. It was a watchmaker's shop, and then it turned into a little cafe. Going across the road here is the Horseshoes.
Enterprise Inns, who own the Queen's Head, say they hope to reopen as soon as possible. That will be welcome news for those in Eye who miss having a local. Communities are now being encouraged to use their pubs, or we're likely to continue to see more of them closing their doors for good.
So, Victoria, I mean, quite incredible statistics there. 52 pubs closing every week. Is the government doing anything to help?
Well, not really, because we've got planned VAT increase in January and a further 2% above inflation rise in duty in March. So that's not going to help landlords. With me now is Simon Folds and Linda Eldon, the landlord and landlady of the British Grenadier. Linda, first of all, tax increases, more of them next year. What effect is that going to have on you?
Well, detrimental. There's no way we can. It just keeps going the wrong way, really. We could do with some support. We don't need sort of further taxation because we're struggling as we are, really.
Simon, how difficult are you finding it to actually continue running this pub?
Well, it's very difficult. I mean, you're looking at a triple whammy at the moment. You've got the recession, obviously, the increasing tax that the government are putting on beers, and obviously the smoking ban. Couple that with the deals that the supermarkets are doing, pubs are really finding it really hard to keep people in at the moment.
Linda, I can tell you got a lot of support from locals, but do you think the wider community should be doing more to help?
Well, I'm sure they're doing what they can, but at the end of the day, in a recession, everybody's, drawing the belts in, and obviously they're taking advantage of the offers that supermarkets do. But clearly, it's a way of life that's going to disappear if everybody doesn't try and help, really. Because we do feel that we are a community here, and that's important to us. So we just hope that that will be the case.
Thank you very much. Well, good luck for the future. But unfortunately, I'm sure we're going to be seeing more pubs closing before things begin to improve.
Victoria and Colchester, thank you very much for now.